my favorite character in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I think all media.
Iroh, in my opinion, is the best character in the entire Avatar series.
One of the greatest characters in all of fiction.
Uncle Iroh is the ultimate daddy we all wish to have, because he sees beyond society's BS and shows others the way to a brighter future by inspiring us to question the status quo and expand our minds.
Is it your own destiny? Or is it a destiny someone else has tried to force on you?
But sometimes, I wonder what he would say seeing our world, what Gigachad advice he would give.
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale.
This is my best attempt to go Iroh mode.
Do it! Just do it!
Have you watched self-help videos? Have you ever tried to follow their advice and couldn't understand why it did not work for you? Maybe even was hard on yourself because of it? But rest assured that was not your fault, because these self-help videos tend to give the same size clothes to everybody, not taking into account various sizes and shapes of people. Basically, they are offering a fit young man to wear a D-cup bra. So who really should feel silly in this situation? Still, because the real business is selling custom-made clothes, which usually, let's be real, cost an arm and a leg. The self-help content creators usually are not interested in changing this ineffective approach, making it an epic struggle for people like you to find effective self-help.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
That is why this video will teach you how to make your own life hacks, which will work by taking advantage of your own unique qualities.
No way! Yes way!
Let's begin by understanding how can I compress 10,000 hour video content in less than 20 minutes. By noticing patterns and digging deeper, you too will be able to see a tree trunk from which derives the rest of the branches. That is why instead of learning 10 different things, you must know only one. The same way as this can be written down as 10 times 10 going from 9 separate actions to 1. And this can be written as 10 times 10 in the power of 10.
Yep, that's good shit.
Basically, instead of remembering each case, it is much easier to understand the underlying principle. A tree trunk is, for example, your state of mind reflects on your body and vice versa. From it, branches out that not only being stressed makes us breathe faster, but it also works in the opposite direction, that is, having slow, deep, and gradual breaths can calm the mind. And the leaves are specific breathing techniques. In this case, you can use the underlying principle to create even more life hacks by being more in the present moment and observing how your mind and body affect each other. For instance, if you are horny and constantly notice yourself biting your lower lip, so the next time you wish to activate the feeling, just repeat the action. Because various people react differently to one and the same stimulus, the life hack will be extra effective. In this example, other people might play with their own hair, put their hands in their pockets, and so on. Therefore, biting their own lower lips might even do nothing for them. In addition, if you discover multiple triggers, then like in fighting games, you can combo them for a stronger effect. Do you wish to know a secret? I hate the process of alone writing video scripts on my computer while sitting. Hate, hate, hate. And still I managed to post weekly videos for more than a year because instead of saying that I am not a writing person and calling it a day, I avoided the negative triggers like landmines. So to avoid writing on the computer while sitting, I go outside and write on my phone while naked.
I'm just kidding. Or am I?
To avoid being alone, I stream the writing process, and before make sure that at least one friend will be there. Shoutouts to my homies. And here comes by far the most difficult part. Implementation of the learned. If just seeing was enough, then all those hardcore sports fans would be world-class athletes with six-packs instead of six-packs.
Learning can feel like progress, even when it's not progress. Become another part of the problem, another way to avoid our struggles instead of actually dealing with them.
That is why for things to stick, you must do something in the desired direction right now, no matter how small it is, whether you have time for it right now or feel motivated and so on.
Do it! Just do it!
For example, analyze. What are you doing now? Why? Such as, how fast are you breathing? Where and why are you looking? If you manage to do such a short and simple thing, then congratulations, you've made much more meaningful progress than 90% of people mindlessly watching self-help videos. Otherwise, you are choosing to waste your time due to something in the subconscious preventing you from moving on, because self-help problems are not only intellectual, but also emotional. Basically, you need to use exorcism on a ghost haunting you, not by knowing more about the problem at hand, but by doing inner work, like facing a thing you fear, which might sound so unpleasant. But in reality, it is laughably easy, and will make you feel even exhilarated from getting rid of that burden. Only of course if you know the following trick. To become a ghostbuster, find a good outlet for your negative thoughts, such as writing down them, helps to transfer them from your mind to paper or a smart device, because although you cannot destroy energy, you can change its form. That is why, like an 80s slasher villain, you can run, but you cannot hide from your mind. You cannot oppress anger, stress, or fear by using escapism without these emotions going somewhere else within you and resurfacing after some time. Moreover, accept that many qualities are like fire, neither good nor bad, but depend on the application. When fire warms during winters and makes food much tastier, then it is deemed beneficial, but when it burns homes down, then it is detrimental. Each feeling has a function, so accept and understand their taught lessons. For instance, so-called bad feelings are spider sense warning that something is not right, so we can protect ourselves. When you feel hungry, you wish to eat in order to avoid starvation. When you feel lonely, you are more motivated to socialize with other people, so you can get their help later with something you cannot handle on your own. When you feel scared, you have more energy to run away from danger. Armed with this knowledge, you can better fulfill needs, like if you feel very stressed out, then you can get rid of that energy by using the Joestar family's secret technique passed down generations, and run as intensively as possible for a minute, or until you can no longer move. Also, the main rule for the outlet is that it does not harm anyone including you, such as unhealthy substance use does. This also shows why having only positive emotions is a bad goal. For instance, feeling constantly full, even if you do not eat at all, is a one-way ticket to starvation. Just shows why extremes are never good, and balance is the key. If we eat too little, we can even starve, but if too much, then our stomachs can explode. That is why we need to eat a moderate amount by being self-aware. Actions are much better than big ones. The thing is, small actions are much easier to implement, while big ones are much more difficult. Try to eat a horse with one bite or even in one sitting. It seems like a daunting task, but if you are given enough time, like over a year, it seems like an inevitability. Also, small but consistent efforts do more than big but rare ones. If you study 15 minutes each day for 28 days, then it is more than 4 hours, only 1 day per month.
Yep, that's good shit.
That is why, instead of trying to do one huge thing, divide it into many bite-sized ones. That is why, over time, small things can snowball into huge, and in your hands is to reshape your own perceived reality. After all, repetition over time becomes a reality due to how the human memory works, be it muscle memory or society's BS like traditions. Can you believe that people in ancient Rome had phallic symbols as good luck charms? Moreover, daily cognitive behavioral therapy works so great due to this principle. The first step is to identify a toxic belief, such as to be happy. You must make love multiple times a day, or even much more ridiculous, you just need to be rich. The second is to argue the belief with logic, and facts such as many monks are not rich and have no nut November every month, but they are happy. Also, there are millionaires and even richer people, adult movie stars, who feel constantly depressed despite all the money and action. The third is to substitute with a better belief, such as even if you are not rich, make love multiple times a day, you can still find happiness in life. The fourth step is to practice the new behaviors, which align with the new way of thinking, like being happy that outside is sunny weather, or you try to cheer up another person. The fifth is to monitor the progress. Did you yesterday affirm practice a better mindset? What helped or hindered it? How can you improve to do better the next time? You can increase the odds of success by remembering the following wisdom. Environment and the path of least resistance move people. When I wish to eat healthier, I put cabbage leaves in my arm's reach, but sweets in another room, so when I wish to eat something, I have a choice. Just reach out my hand and take the healthier option, or stand up and walk to, forget about it. It already sounds like too much hustle. Moreover, done is better than perfect, because perfection paralysis is a trick of the subconscious to protect the ego, especially when choosing things. By trying to find the perfect option, We put all responsibility of the outcome on the choice and underestimate our power to improve the chosen option, because one thing is cards in our hands, but the other how we use them, if you know what I mean. Even if the initial effort is somewhat bad, you can learn from the experience to do better the next time, instead of trying to construct the perfect solution in your mind from the get-go and only then act. The truth is, the human mind hides so many other interesting secrets, which being mastered a whole new world will open to you. Like being much less harsh on yourself and avoiding expecting perfection, even trusting the human brain too much, because it is a very flawed instrument making mistakes constantly. There is a whole list of human brain errors, like negativity bias, that is a cognitive bias that results in adverse events having a more significant impact on our psychological state than positive events. That is why 99 compliments can be overshadowed by one negative statement. Or the fact that the childlike subconscious is in the driver's seat, while adult conscious at best is in the front row passenger seat, sometimes even at the car's trunk. That is why your conscious has a very hard time to brute force to do the right thing, and usually must use clever tricks. Although you can lessen the degree of the mistake's distortions of reality by being more self-aware and knowing signs of emotions taking over, like going to extremes and using words always, never. Because the human brain loves to put everything in neat boxes due to its simplifying things, because the brain loves to be lazy. The truth is, reality tends to be very messy, so there are exceptions and caveats to everything, including this video. In emotionally charged situations, be like water, not a cliff. Instead of making sweeping statements like, "I am not a math person," and making it a part of your identity better, give yourself time to let your emotions wear off, or at least increase the window of reflection. Moreover, get curious and dig deeper, in this case asking, how to adapt? What exactly is preventing from understanding it? What other approaches can be used? The human brain is a tool after all, so when we concentrate on finding a way out, it will tirelessly try to find an exit, even when consciousness is not aware of the process, only stopping when we give up. That is why what stories we tell ourselves change how we perceive reality and act accordingly. From it stems a psychological effect called self-fulfilling prophecy, that is a prediction that comes true, at least in part, as a result of a person's belief or expectation that said prediction would come true. For instance, if from the get-go, a person predicts that we'll lose the game, then we'll put much less effort, which will decrease the chances to win, and more likely will result in a loss. But if the same person will predict winning, then we'll try much harder, increasing the chance to win, and more likely will result in a win. Even if in both situations, things get equally tough. In the first case, that person will rather blame own teammates to vent out anger, but the second case will try to figure out how to adapt so can counter the opponents and learn from own mistakes. It is really amazing what a perspective change can do. After all, we are constantly doing mental calculus to judge the best course of action by weighting each known element. The more it is subconsciously, the more it is prone to be impacted by brain errors. But by writing down the decision-impacting elements and their weight to affect the choice, we can afterward reflect on them, and as much as possible, critically double-check for a much more precise calculation. By understanding that the human brain can see only a shard of reality, but not the whole mirror, and being open-minded to see the other shards, we can even get help from others during the evaluation process. It also puts anxiety about the future in a different light. Expectations are predictions we consider to be somewhat true, but as we know, thinking that the human brain can precisely predict the future is usually naive. So anxiety usually is nothing more than an attempt to protect ourselves from potential dangers, but ultimately a fruit of the imagination, often in retrospect, making all worries look basically for nothing. Similarly is about a crippling regret, especially about thoughts like, if only I knew X. In both cases, the right thing is to take the information, the given energy and motivation, and use it all to do better in the present, instead of worrying, self-blaming, and so on. After all, the only thing which we truly have is the present, because we cannot return to the past and accurately predict the future. Just shows that one thing is what happens to you, but the other is how you react to it. There is a tale about a person's pain from being hit by an arrow and unnecessary suffering, because the person blamed themselves for not dodging the arrow and finding other reasons to suffer, inflicting on themselves maybe even more unpleasantness than the arrow. and Seneca's quote reflects this type of situation. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Similarly is with determining one's own value by whether or not have reached an arbitrary goal, because not only the mind is bad at predicting things, but also usually the result is not totally up to one person's input. There are many things outside one's control aiding or hindering the desired outcome. That is why a much healthier mindset is to concentrate on what you can do on the process. Here are some rules of thumb which have helped me, so apply them wisely. Start with macro, the big picture, because if it is wrong, then also the rest, and then concentrate on micro, the nitty-gritty, by trying to find many small competitive edges instead of being obsessed with getting one huge. When I am a jungler in MOBAs like League of Legends, I try to figure out how I can save even a half second on killing a monster. It might seem like an insignificant amount, but in one cycle it adds up to 2 or 3 seconds, which is enough to faster help my allies, and might lead to the killing of an enemy, which might snowball even further. Contrast helps to see the truth. For example, we can see stars during the night because of the darkness, otherwise the brightness of day outshines them. Changing contrast might give you new insights about things. There is always a cost, but it is up to you to choose it, to pay now or later, to have an outer or inner punishment for an outer or inner gain. Like somebody is being shot over the street. Do you call it out to stop them and call the police to possibly save a stranger's life, gaining inner reward by being in sync with your values and self-image, but having an outer punishment like being shot at afterward? Or you chose an outer reward like avoiding to be shot at, but have an inner punishment for the rest of your life like blaming yourself for being too weak to do the right thing. That is why it is so important to understand your core values and how much they mean to you. Choose meaningful existence over a comfortable one, because the first gives a fulfilling direction to your life, a reason to live, and makes you stronger look in the long term, while the second gives a reason to be lazy and destroys you bit by bit by making you concentrate only on the short term. To sleep in a cozy bed is so nice, but by doing it too much you do not exercise and gain weight. Because you do not go outside to breathe fresh air, your brain feels foggy. Kindness in the long term is better than hate, because negativity ultimately destroys the one using it. Instead of using time, energy, and so on to grow and become better than millions of people, it all is used to sabotage the other person and be better only than one person. To hate somebody else is like drinking poison and hoping that it will harm the other person. The only constant is change. Even if you try to stay the same to be in safety, it will at some moment become dangerous because new threats and opportunities appear. Like the shore coming closer and closer by, staying in the same place, the shore eventually will drown the place you are standing in. Hope you see why, if you are not aware of the underlying cogs of the system, then you unknowingly are used by the system, becoming just another cog in it, and not in a fun way. But by having the understanding, you can use the system to your advantage. For instance, if you do not understand your own mind, then the childish, impulsive subconscious will rule over it. But if you truly get it, then your adult conscious will rule over it and have some adult fun. After all, the human mind hides so many interesting secrets, which being mastered a whole new world will open to you. Hope this video helped you see a glimpse of it, and instead of being a one-way street where you only received the information, it was a two-way like a game where you also applied the gained knowledge. Moreover, if you feel sad about how dark the world can be, for example, because there are so many people left believing society's BS, such as that they must be rich, look like top models, and of course buy a bunch of unnecessary things in order to love themselves instead of knowing the truth. They can unconditionally love themselves, that they can be their own biggest cheerleaders without any reason, instead of being even own worst enemies. Better be empowered by understanding how you can make your surrounding world much brighter, because in the same way you will be able to redirect your own river into a much better riverbed. Eventually, you also will be able to make other people's lives better, such as by creating a framework for them where their personalities shine the same way an oven harnesses fire's power for a beneficial outcome. I am so eager to read your insights about life in the comment section. If you are still hungry for content like this, then check out these videos.